So our first thing that we're going to be doing is our tribute to the national colors. So if I could please have everybody stand. Colors. Post. Ready? Post. Please be seated. So again, my name is Dennis Leverage, and I would like to say thank you to our dignitaries that are here present this morning. We have the Mayor, Eric Onesco. We have Commissioner Schutte, Commissioner Trask. We also have Deidre from the Chamber of Commerce and also from the City Council, and Kathy McDowell. Thank you. Also would like to say thank you for the Quixote Village's Executive Director for being here. Colleen, want to stand up, Colleen? Thank you. Is there any active duty members present? First and foremost, I would like to say thank you to you veterans and welcome home. It's been long past due, very long past due. So thank you for coming. We also have members of the Veterans of Foreign Wars here, members of the American Legion, Disabled American Veterans, and also 40 and 8. At the end of the ceremony, we would like to ask you all to please stay, mingle. We also would like to get a photograph of all the veterans that are present. And we'll probably do that at a designated area. We'll figure it out. Anyway, probably behind me we'll do the photograph, but we'd like to get a photograph of everybody that is here. That's going to be very near and dear to our hearts. we're going to be posting photographs of war scenes throughout the history of the United States in this hall. So you'll be seeing those here very soon. Now, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome our Congressman, Derek Kilmer. Thank you.
Thanks everybody for coming. I'm going to keep my initial remarks brief. I would just want to thank you all for being here. Shelton shows up. This is pretty amazing on a sunny Friday to have such a terrific turnout. It's a real testament to the pride of this community and the patriotism of this community. And it's a testament to some of your community leaders here as well. So to kick us off, I'm going to hand the microphone over to the mayor to say a few words of welcome. Come on over, Mr. Mayor.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Eric Onisco, the City of Shelton Mayor, and I'd like to, on the behalf of the City of Shelton, thank the veterans and your families for your service and sacrifice. I'd also like to thank Congressman Kilmer for his support for veterans across our state, and I really appreciate it. I'm honored to be here, and thank you again. And I'm going to introduce Commissioner Sharon Trask.
Good morning, everyone. It's my honor to be here and to be able to be given the opportunity to thank our veterans. Man, you know, I could not, thank you. I couldn't be here without you. To show how special you are, I put shoes on. So I want to thank you. My family is represented on almost every branch of the military, but you all hold such a dear spot in my heart, so I want to thank you enough. Commissioner Schutte.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be with you here today to celebrate this occasion and to welcome our congressman here to Shelton to recognize the dedicated service that you've provided to our nation. We all owe you a solemn obligation, and today is part of that. And so we know that we don't have a bigger partner in our community for serving veterans and making sure that their interests are represented at the national level than Congressman Kilmer. And so just thank you for taking the time to be here today and to visit our historic Memorial Hall here in Shelton. And our veterans do such a wonderful job taking care of this building. Commissioner Trask is on the Memorial Hall Committee and works with our staff and veterans to keep this building up and open and available to serve the needs of all of our veterans in the community. And so just word of welcome and gratitude for everybody here today. With that, I'll hand it back over to Congressman Kilmer to kick off the program.
Let's give it up for our commissioners and for the mayor. I also want to thank Dennis and thank the VFW for helping make today happen. Thank you. And thanks to all of you for coming. Let me talk a little bit about why this matters. In 2017, in a rare moment of bipartisanship, Democrats and Republicans came together and passed a law called the Vietnam War Veterans Recognition Act. And it was a bipartisan consensus that more needed to be done to commemorate and to recognize your service. From 1956 through 1975, 2.7 million Americans served in some of the most severe conditions in the history of American warfare. And unfortunately, when many of our service members came home, they didn't get the gratitude that they deserved. And events like this one today are an attempt to, in a small way, correct that. They're an opportunity for our country, for our community to say, for our country to say that we're grateful for your service, we're grateful for your sacrifice, and we recognize that we live in a country that's stronger and freer because of you. You stepped up and offered your bodies and your lives to protect our way of life, to protect our country. You made sure that when you were done with your service, you continued to work to make sure that when young men and women were called into future battles on behalf of our nation, that they would be taken care of and that they would receive gratitude when they came home. Your generation made sure that this generation of veterans have people there at the airport when they come home from a deployment. You have showed up in pretty much every parade that I've been in throughout the district I represent, with the rumble of motorcycles and veterans showing up and speaking up and standing up on behalf of the freedoms of our country. I have unfortunately attended far too many military funerals and seen veterans show up and stand watch in a way that has created more honor and more dignity to those proceedings, and I'm grateful for that too. Despite everything that your generation of veterans has been through, you never stop serving our country or looking out for the people who wear the uniform. And I just want to say thank you for that. Not just as a representative for a region that has more military veterans than almost any other part of our country, but I say that as a dad, knowing that my kids are growing up in a country that is stronger and freer because of veterans like you. So thank you for that. I will tell you, I think that gratitude needs to come with not just words, it needs to come with actions too. And I will tell you in my job what that means. It means that one of the things I work on and one of the things our office works on is making sure that in the land of the free and the home of the brave, every brave service member has a home. And it shouldn't be in a city park or under a freeway overpass. It means that if you fought for your country, you shouldn't have to fight for a job when you came home. And it means you should get the benefits that you deserve and have earned. In that regard, I want to make sure to recognize Shay from my team. Shay, you want to stand up and wave? Shay is part of our casework team. But Shay's main job is working with our veterans. If you're grappling with the VA, if you know someone who's grappling with the VA, please get in touch with Shay from our team. She's here to help. We're working on some other stuff too. Many of you may have heard about the Honoring Our Pact Act, which was a bill that's focused on making sure that veterans who were exposed to toxic substances in their service are able to get the health care that they have earned and deserve. I share this with you because right now there is open enrollment for those PACT Act benefits. If you believe that you have a malady that is connected to your service and connected to toxic exposure, whether it be Agent Orange or burn pits or what have you, there is enrollment in that PACT Act right now, and you can reach out to Shay and to our office for more information. I'm emphasizing that because those who sign up within the next week, there's an opportunity to get benefits extended back to a year ago. After next week, that won't be the case. You won't be able to get back benefits for the previous year. So if you have not applied for that, if you think you might be eligible, please reach out to our office and we can help you navigate that a bit. I will also tell you we are working in the spirit of bipartisanship. We're also working on another effort to recognize those who have served, and specifically the dust-off crews who served as helicopter ambulance pilots, crew chiefs, and medics who performed aeromedical evacs throughout the war. Kathy McMorris Rogers from Eastern Washington and I are working together on an effort to award a Congressional Gold Medal to the dust-off crews from the Vietnam War, just as an effort to recognize those who served in really pivotal roles, saved a lot of lives, and in really treacherous conditions. So we're working on that. If you don't take any, you're going to take two things away from today. One, you're going to take something I'm about to give you all, but also I really want to emphasize Shay is here to help. Some of the coolest work that our office gets to do is casework on behalf of military veterans. We had probably my favorite day in this job. We had a guy who reached out to our office. He said, I fought in the Vietnam War. He said, I got shot up on a mission and I never got my Purple Heart. He said, it would help me heal some of the wounds that folks can't see if I could get that Purple Heart. And we looked into it. Turns out where he was injured was on a mission in Laos, and according to the government, we weren't in Laos at that time. We worked with that guy, and we got his mission declassified. And one of the coolest days I've had in this job was being able to pin a Purple Heart to that guy's chest. And I share that with you because we can't solve problems we don't know about. So if you or someone you know has any issue, please reach out and connect with Shay, and our office is eager to help. So without further ado, it's my honor to be here to present these Vietnam War veteran commemorative pins. And when you come up, you'll see on the back of them, they say, "A grateful nation thanks and honors you." There are also pins for family members. Some of you may be here on behalf of a family member who served. Perhaps you didn't serve, but you have a sibling or a family member who served. There are other pins for family members, and even if you're here and want to pick one up for a family member, this is an effort to say thanks. Frankly, a few decades later than we ought to be saying thanks, but better late than never. As we begin, I'll tell you how this is going to work. We're going to have the commissioners come up and stand here with the mic. If you give them your name, they will read off your name, and then I'll stand here and I'll ping you. We've done about a dozen of these. I've not drawn blood yet. I want you to know I have not. I had one guy in Belfast fair yell "ouch," but he was just screwing with me. So I want you to know I'm more than happy to pin you. If you don't want me to, or don't have a shirt that's conducive to it, feel free to just stick out your hand and I'll give you one. And family members who are here to accept a pin on behalf of a loved one, you're welcome to join as well. Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to start at the front of the room and just work our way back. And if it's all right with all of you, the way I prefer to do this is just take people one at a time. Folks have waited far too long to be thanked, and rather than rushing through it, I'd rather just take our time and make sure everybody gets the recognition that they've earned. Everybody gets a round of applause from the rest of the room when we read off their name. Does that sound okay? All right, well, let's get cooking. Let me invite up our commissioners, and Mr. Mayor, if you want to join them, you're welcome, and I think they'll all hand it out, and I'll pin them.
Would you like to go? Yes, yeah, absolutely.
First, we have Claudia Hendricks, receiving on behalf of her spouse, Branch of Services, Army.
And here we have the spouse, Ed Hendricks, Army.
David Brown, Navy.
And next we have Bob McGregor, Army.
Ferris Chapman, Army. And we're also receiving for Willie Roy Chapman, also Army.
Reg Hearn, Navy.
You are so welcome, sir.
George Alquist, Air Force.
All right.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Fred Bowden, Air Force.
All right. Hey, yes, sir. Oh.
Barbara Bowden, Air Force.
Without her, I'd be
And
dead.
Milo Gilbert, Navy.
All right. When I came home from open heart surgery, she quit. Taking care of me, no reason I'm alive.
Helen Kepner, spouse for Army. And Dennis, U.S. Army.
All right.
Ronald Heaton, Army. And his spouse, Laurel. Also receiving Laurel on behalf of Dwayne Myrie, also Army.
Arvid Harvey, Navy. And also his spouse, Edith.
Tom Williams, Army.
All right.
Sorry about you. Tight squeeze.
Robin McCurley,
Sorry
U.S.
about the tight
Navy.
squeeze.
Daryl Arrington, Army.
All right.
That works. Thanks for being here, sir.
Cecil Anderson, Navy. And his spouse, Linda.
Michael Curtis, Marine Corps. And Michael's spouse, Tony Curtis.
Patrick Ford, Marine Corps.
Gary Hodson, Army.
Right.
Leonard Weaver, Army.
He doesn't use his real name, he's an elected official. Big surprise.
Wilson Mitchell, Air Force.
Holly Riando, Air Force. Sorry, Army.
Well, one time in the Air
Michael Salvetti, Air Force.
Well, if he doesn't lose on anybody, why would anybody swap?
Dave Boyle, Navy.
Mike Long, Navy.
Daniel Hernandez, Marine Corps.
Dave Balding, Army and Navy.
Yeah. Well, actually, second time I was in the Navy, you're out.
Vicky Heinrich, Navy.
Next we have Melissa receiving on behalf of her grandfather, Richard Tufts, United States Marine Corps.
Rich Heinrich, Navy. Also receiving from his father, Dick Heinrich, Navy.
Jose Aramillo, Marine Corps.
Jim Potter, Navy.
Richard Lynn, Navy.
Kip Hash, Navy.
Lawrence Martin, Navy. Also receiving is Jacqueline Martin, spouse, Navy. And James Martin, family member, Navy.
Alan Simmons, Simon, Navy.
Bill Johnson, Army.
Gary Riley, Army.
Stephen Utoli, Navy.
Gilbert Palmer, Army, pilot. And Betty, his wife.
Robert Watterson, Navy.
Charles Rhodes, Air Force.
Receiving on behalf of his dad is Dave Stevens, his dad, Enrique Perez, Air Force.
Kathy accepting for her brother, Dave Butler, Navy.
Stephen Shoes, Navy. Also receiving for Michael Mossbarger, Navy.
John Jensen, Army.
Mike Gammons, Army. Also receiving Cheryl Williams, Army spouse.
Stacy Wickett, Navy.
Bill Barnes, Marine Corps.
Jack Sharp, Air Force, Carrie receiving, his daughter. And Betsy, Jack's wife.
Mike Brown receiving on behalf of his brothers Edward Brown, Army, and James Brown, Army and Navy.
David LaFleur, Army.
Kim Russell, Air Force.
Alan Geyer, Army, also receiving for his father, John Geyer, Army.
Shirley Kaler receiving on behalf of her husband Scott Kaler, Army and Navy.
Armin Powers, Air Force, also his wife, Pepper. Oh, daughter. Sorry.
Next we have Sasha Baker receiving on behalf of Richard Herring, Navy, and Paul White, Army.
Alan Taja, Army.
Sir, I'll come to you. I got you covered. Wow.
Craig Pollard, Army. we have Dennis. Dennis Leverett. All right.
I knew you were old.
He's not that much older.
David Ayers, maybe. Carol Pittman on behalf of Richard O'Neill, Navy. Pete Pittman, Air Force. Thor Holm, Marine Corps. Stephen Geiger, Air Force. James, James Christensen, Army. And Daryl Warner, Air Force.
Quartermaster's in hospital.
And Ron Berg, Navy. Can't do that.
Let's give it up for our commissioners for doing such a good job reading all those names. I wanted to say a few things in closing. If you are a family member here or a community member who showed up just to support our veterans, could you raise your hand? Let's give all these folks a round of applause. I have to tell you, I think it says a lot about Mason County that there's so many people here. I mean, we've done this in big cities and had half the turnout as we have here. It says a lot about this community. It says a lot about the patriotism of this community. So thank you for showing up. Can we give one more round of applause to each of our veterans for this? Thank you. And with that, I just want to say thanks to every one of our veterans. Thanks to each of you for showing up. As requested, perhaps I can invite those who got a pin to come up. We'll stand at the fireplace. We'll get a quick picture, and then there's eats in the back of the room. So thanks again, everybody. Grateful for you.